Hi everyone, it's Corinne, and welcome to this new episode of Mindset Mondays. Here's a topic that was suggested by two viewers, Gemma and Kathryn: time management and how to fit it all in, something we all deal with. So Gemma asked about time management in general, and Kathryn asked about how do you fit in time for professional development amid everything else that we all have to do. So I've got 4 ideas for you today to see if they help. Number one, this seems unrelated, but I think it's really, really related. Make sure that you are charging enough that you don't have to be billing, let's say, 40 hours a week, which means that you're probably working 60 hours a week. Like when people say to me, how do you fit in time to do marketing and write a blog and do social media and do training and things like that? My answer is it only comes from 2 places: time that you could be earning money or your free time. Those are the only choices. So personally, what I do is set my rates so that I can bill about 25 hours a week and then market assertively to find clients who will pay those rates so that I can bill about 25 hours and work about 40 hours total. That works really well for me. But I think the first thing to look at is, are you charging such low rates that you have to be billing 50 hours a week, which then to me, it just makes sense that you feel like you have no time for anything else. Number 2, this is sort of to Kathryn's question about professional development. That thing that always seems to slip off your list, do it first. So, for example, when I was studying for the court interpreter exam, which involved about 400 hours of work over the course of a year and a half that I had no time for because I was still on the ATA board at that time, plus all my regular work. So what I would do is always do that first. And even if that meant that I had to work later or stay up later, at least that thing got done. So if your thing is like marketing or professional development that you never have time to do it first, and then at least it's done, even if you have to work later on everything else. Number 3, teach yourself to say, at least in your head and perhaps to other people, that is not a priority, not I don't have time, okay? Because the reality is everyone on the face of the earth gets 24 hours in a day. Whether you're ahead of state or whether you have nothing going on in your life, you have 24 hours in a day, and it's up to you how to allocate them. And I think it can really help, instead of sort of feeling like the victim and saying, I have no time, I have no time, I have no time, to say, here are some things that I am going to designate as not a priority right now. And that brings us to tip 4, which is, most of us in this profession are good at the profession because we're perfectionists. So what I think you need to do is pick something to not be perfect at. Deliberately designate something that is not a priority for you. For me, for example, it's my house. I clean my house when it's gross. I don't clean my house for an hour and a half every day so that you could perform surgery in my kitchen. I only do it when it's gross, because that's my thing that I am not going to be perfect at. So 4 tips: charge enough that you don't have to work yourself into the ground. Do the dreaded task first. Designate things as not a priority and pick something to not be perfect at. There you go.